Don from Gale Force 9, Saturday morning at Gen Con 2012, and you're the CEO, and also one of the people behind Spartacus, which is a joint venture with Stars, right?
Yes.
Or a licensed product?
Yes.
Tell us about the game.
Well, Spartacus is a game of blood and intrigue. It's all about the scheming and the backstabbing that goes on in Rome. You are a dominus in charge of one of the great houses. You run a gladiator house. So what you're trying to do is scheme your way to the most influence you could possibly have. In our game, first person to max out his influence on the table before everybody else does and survive there to the end of the term and win.
Now, I recognized a couple of the Lanistas here, Badiatus and Salonius. Who are the other two?
Well, we also have House Tullius. He was one of the great house owners in the first season of the game that came out.
And I do recognize his face.
Yep. And then we have Glauber, who really isn't a gladiator owner, but he was still one of the main characters. And there are only so many houses that are out there,
sure.
So you pick a little bit of license to create things.
Okay, so he was actually the politician or the soldier.
Yes.
Okay. How did this come about?
Oh, I guess about a year ago we were sitting around and came up with a really cool game mechanic and a game idea to put some stuff together. We thought it would be a fun gladiator game, and once we kind of got the whole game concept and idea put together, we went ahead and pitched it to Stars, and they thought it was pretty cool, and they said go for it.
Now, which gladiators do you actually get?
In the set, they are generic gladiators, and what we did it by armor type. So you have a dual sword gladiator.
Okay.
You have a trident and net. You have a single-handed sword gladiator, and then you have a sword and shield gladiator.
Thracian.
Yep.
Okay, so these are all historically accurate,
yes.
actually.
Yep.
There's 6 types of gladiator, and
exactly.
you have 4 of them. So can we expect some more gladiators in the future?
Yes, expect an expansion later on in the year, maybe first of next year.
So it's a generic figure, but you can play with the Asher or some of the other gladiators?
Yeah, because during the gameplay, like here's Automaeus. Here's his card for himself, going all the way
Doctori.
through.
Yep.
So for his particular thing, when you're looking at playing, every card's got 3 stats. You got your attack, you got your defense, and you got your speed. You're going to play with the dice themselves. So I'm going to have 4 red dice, 3 black dice, and 4 blue dice in my hand. That dice pool is my health pool. As you're rolling your attacks versus your defense, red is going to be rolled versus. So if he's attacking this way, his 4 is going to roll against his 2. So you're going to take 4 red dice, you're going to roll 2 black dice, you're going to roll. Ties go to the defender, and anything that isn't contested goes through and causes a wound. Then you're physically going to lose a dice. Dices are going to be taken off. As that happens, he gets weaker. You decide how he gets weaker. Is he going to get less attack, less defense, less speed? Eventually, you're going to get whittled down so you only have a couple of dice left. You can never go less than 1 of each color dice as you're going through. At this point, you are exhausted if you get to this point. You drop to one knee, you put up a finger, and you say, mercy. The person that was hosting the fight, he's going to thumbs up or thumbs down. You might have the ability to bribe him so he doesn't kill your guard. Or maybe your gladiator has favor with the crowd, and it will be against him to go against it. So you just won't do it. If you happen to go below this 3 dice count, so you've got 2 or 1 dice left as you're going through, he is considered injured. And had you bet on that fight and for someone to become injured at that point, you're actually making some money on it.
Now what about this one?
Decapitation. There was so many wounds that went through that all the dice got wiped off the table. There's nothing anybody can do about it. The head has been rolled across the table, he's discarded, and he loses badly.
Okay, and who on the show, who was your favorite gladiator?
Oh. You know, everybody says they love Spartacus. I love Crixus. I think Crixus was the underdog. I think he came back. I think he's got a great backstory. I love everything about Crixus.
So for the figures, who was the sculptor?
Chris Wood is a digital sculptor that does stuff for GF9. He's fantastic.
And we can't expect, because they're generic figures, there won't be a Lucy Lawless Domina figure, right?
I can't say that. We'll see what happens. But right now, the one does not exist.
Okay. It could be in the works of actual figures modeled on people's likenesses.
Expect more Spartacus-themed games coming.
Okay.
For the next year.
And will there be a release tied in with the show, or are you guys working kind of independently?
Very possibly, but we'll talk about that later on.
Okay. And also, Gale Force 9 has all these new vinyl mats coming out. not related to Spartacus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With something that sounds really nice.
Well, I'll tell you what. Walking by here real quick.
Sure. And there's a Stacco Spartacus here. And we've seen some of Jason's awesome work here.
Yeah, so Jason does amazing sculpts. So does Liz.
Lizzie,
Done a lot
yes.
of this. So
Lizzie
some
Willick.
of our new releases, we are coming out with destroyed versions of our Gothic terrain. Right now you have stuff that is destroyed, but we said, how do you make a hill that doesn't look like a hill? So we went in and actually blew things up and added height so that when you're driving tanks and stuff around, you can actually hide behind things. It'll block line of sight and it's very playable terrain.
And these are all Lizzie.
Yeah, Liz did all these, yep.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
I saw this, we have a whole video up 6 minutes on this.
So we got the D&D stuff and vinyl mats. We have lots and lots and lots of vinyl mats.
You have HeroClix ones now. You do? Or they're coming up? Yeah.
Yeah, we had them back in the day. We haven't done a lot recently.
Okay.
HeroClix. Yep. So, but D&D, we got lots and lots of stuff coming out.
And also Mercs.
Yeah, Mercs has product out as well.
Okay. And those seem to be actually, people are buying them a lot? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're selling really well.
Moving back to Spartacus real quick. When people are coming up to play the game,
yes.
Are they already fans of the show in your experience? I mean, you're running some of these demos.
I think it's been interesting a lot. A lot of people are fans of the show, have been coming up, and a lot of them will say, well, you know, I'm not expecting too much. Most of the time, a movie-based game isn't very good. And I think we've been surprising a lot of people as how fun this game really is.
Well, that seemed to be a focus for both you and for Stars, right? To do a licensed game that was actually enjoyable.
I had no interest making a game where you slap a logo on something and just run around a track. To me, that's incredibly boring.
Now, what about its rating? Are there things like Jupiter's blanks and Thracian blanks?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
The show is at 17 and up, and how could we not stay true to the show and put some of that stuff in there? There is no nudity. There is some graphic violence in there. There is some people might call inappropriate language on some of the stuff. But you know what? So is the show.
Right.
We stayed true to the show in every way. When you see two gladiators from the show fighting, and one guy has a particular fighting style, and one guy has a weakness someplace, I think we did a really good job at capturing how everybody actually fought and reacted, and just backstabbing the show. One of my favorite cards is Asher in this card. He can manipulate, he can do all kinds of absolutely wonderful things.
When can everyone else get this game?
It's coming out probably first week of October. The container is en route right now. It is loaded with literally a boatload of games are coming over, and yeah, it should be in stores end of September, early October.
Wherever they can find Gale Force 9 products.
Wherever they can find Gale Force 9, and even in some new venues that will be coming out.
Great. Mass market, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
All right, take care.